Alright, morning guys. I know we're a little early, but good morning. Alright. Yeah, it's good to be back. Welcome everyone who's already here. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been like 3 months since I've streamed. But yeah, a lot of things has happened, which I'm sure we'll talk about today and the next few streams that go on and just kind of play catch up. But I'm just gonna jump in. I'm gonna play as Nikari for this campaign. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Guess I didn't even double check that. I do have it kind of dark here in here. Obviously, I have my dog in here with me. Obviously, oh yeah, you can hear me. All right, we're good. We're good. Okay. My internet is being a little funky today, but hopefully it'll keep up. Everything is green, but you know, my luck, it'll be weird. Hey, Joe Buxton, how we doing, man? But yeah, we're playing as Nikari on Immortal Empires. Very hard difficulty, the way I usually play. Endgame difficulty up to 175. And let's just jump on in and get it going. I've been playing, Warhammer and a few other games lately in my spare time. It's not that I haven't been on my computer. I just I've had a lot of things going on, so I just haven't been able to stream. My wife and I had a child, obviously, which is the main reason why I've taken a long hiatus. And for the longest time there, I just couldn't, streaming and working just wasn't going to be a thing, just due to schedules. Meaning that, we finally got our kiddo on more of a sleep schedule. So, I can back to getting up early and streaming a few days a week. Hope you're doing okay and have fun with the purples. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't played Nikari in a while on Immortal Empires. I've been playing quite a few other campaigns in my own time, though, that I am really enjoying. I'm also been playing the Third Age Divide and Conquer version 5 mod that released a few weeks ago. It's the same type of the other Divide and Conquer mod, but it's just updated and whatnot, and it's really fun. So been playing that from time to time. I've been on a huge Game of Thrones kick lately. So I've been watching Game of Thrones and playing Game of Thrones on my computer. There's a super old game. Super old game with Game of Thrones that I've been playing. So yeah. But alright. Now I haven't played this since they've changed quite a few things. What? We must be... It is the end of the month. Okay. Alright. Okay. Oh gosh, it's been a long time since I've played a Nikari campaign. Did we get lucky with the hero?
Master?
And no. That's alright.
Move, I implore you.
Still a good hero to have for the increased campaign movement range. Now, typically, I believe I've been fairly aggressive in my own campaigns of this. instead of taking the easier settlement, I go for their capital because that's where their army is.
Certainly not.
But it's a very high risk, high reward kind of thing. Where if it works, it works out really well for you. And if it doesn't, it really sucks. So I don't know if, since I'm streaming it, excuse me, I don't know if it's something I want to potentially risk. But we'll see. I do want to pop. I want to pop growth in there because we need to get that going. We don't need anything else right now. But let's just get this first battle underway and get back into Nakari's mindset of how he plays. But yeah, I've been on a huge Game of Thrones kick lately. Well, that really is really dark. But yeah, anyway, been on a huge Game of Thrones kick. Work is dying down quite a bit. Like a lot, weirdly enough. Been having some really early work days, and so it's kind of what got me thinking about streaming again, because they pushed back our start time now as well, back to like 8:20 or whatever, instead of 7 like it was for a while. So that also is another big reason why I figured I could stream again, is because I don't have to basically get ready for work in an hour like I had been. They usually, if I remember right in this battle, they usually hide in the trees right away. Because they're a bunch of pansies. So while they do that, yep, we're going to move into a better position over here. And actually utilize our speed and quickness like we need to. But yeah, hopefully in the next few weeks it picks up. In terms of just lagginess and whatnot. Oh, what am I doing? Alright, good stuff. Yeah. Alright. Alright, let's fast forward this a little bit. Yeah, they usually always hide up in these trees. Plus it lets our magic generate here a little bit. That is always nice to use. Yep, there they are. Let's just get them to waste a good amount of it. Being on the high elf island of Ulthuan, from memory, we really need to mitigate our losses. You can have a really strong Nakari campaign, as long as you're really cautious, but also aggressive. And when you can mitigate your losses, you really need to. Because eventually almost everyone on Ulthuan, other than that Dark Elf faction, will hate you. And you'll hate them, so. It's alright, Cashy. Hey. He's just staring at the door. It's alright, buddy. Come here. It's alright. It's alright. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to let him out. My plan is, though, to stream, as of right now, like 3 days a week. Because I'm trying to get back into some health and some fitness as well. A few days a week while also streaming. So I'm thinking I will stream like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then work out like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Nice. Alright, get out of there. It's actually a decent cast for that. I don't mind Slanesh magic. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but it's better than what I initially gave it credit for.
Torches, sweet kiss.
Yeah, our frames. Oh, frames are okay, not great, but it happens. It happens. All right.
On the hunt, seeking Slanesh's embrace.
And there goes their Illyrian Reavers. Should anyway. Good. Let's get rid of their speed.
Onward.
Nice.
Guided by hunger.
By the Hell Forge.
Endless craving.
Stride. Unleash my power.
Did they give that a little more kick? I don't remember it doing that much damage before. They must have buffed that a little bit. Or I don't know. It just seems like it's got a little more pop to it. Yeah, it's definitely struggling a little bit here today. I apologize, guys. On my OBS anyway. Hopefully it looks okay on your guys' end. But
We are in agreement.
yeah, I expect today will be a little quieter in terms of
Demonette of Slanesh.
Moving.
I mean, I guess it is only 5 a.m. too.
This
But
will do.
yeah, and it all depends too if
For orders.
all right, let's engage these guys. If the streams start doing really well,
Orgasmic agony.
you know, it's always subject to change in terms of how much I do stream during the week. Because I can always, you know, work out after work. But
Power of Slanesh.
Bringers of joyous degradation.
just as of right now, anyway, I would like to kind of do every other. That way I don't burn myself out on streaming right away either.
Finding fresh souls. Hunt them down.
Oh yeah.
Slaneshi cultist.
Alright, you get in there because he already has his Mortis Engine ability, right? Yeah. Yeah, if units are wavering or below 50% of their leadership, he becomes a Mortis Engine to those specific units. So he should be racking up tons of damage on everybody here. But yeah, this is going really, really well so far.
Decadent seekers.
I breathe.
Alright, now you go mess her up.
Glorious.
But she's focusing everything on him. That's sort of expected. Yeah, the charge animation is still messed up, I see.
Some glory.
Now.
But yeah, that should be the armor losses soon anyway.
The cult
Good stuff. Nikari took a little bit of a beating, but that's okay. We'll just need to be careful with his next fight. There we go. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm not going to leave the room. I'm just going to let him out because he's being weird. I'll be right back, guys. He's got the worst case of FOMO I think I've ever seen in a pet. He doesn't like being in here when the door's shut because he's afraid he's missing out on what my wife and the kid are doing, even though they're sleeping right now. But if he's out there and I'm streaming and I stop talking, he'll start whining out there because he thinks I've died. But yeah, I plan on streaming again like Monday, Wednesday, Friday out of right now just to keep myself healthy and a balance, and streaming for like 2.5 hours each morning. And we'll just kind of go from there in terms of how I'm feeling, how the stream's doing and whatnot. I imagine it'll take again some time to kind of get back into the groove of things and get more people, here in the mornings again like I had. Because we were doing, in terms of the channel and everything like that, we were doing pretty well up until when I had to take a little hiatus there. Alright, yep, increase my movement range. Don't have that many demonettes right now.
Time to savor.
There's a lot of things I like to get with Nikari early on. Yeah, and speed is definitely one of them.
How delightful.
Alright. That does not need upgraded because we don't need Forsaken or Hell Scourges. Like, the Marauders are only, like, I love playing as the Warriors of Chaos. Like, specific factions to a god, even like the Slanesh ones, because the Mark of Slanesh is... Well, I mean, the Mark of Slanesh is the same things that, like, these units have, but, like, you can upgrade them to Chaos Warriors. But, here they're just stuck as being Marauders forever, and they're just garbage, in my opinion.
Misguided.
Now, do I be... So they'll get horsies if I stay, or if I let them recruit, which they won't get them this turn. But I'd rather have them get that than archers or rangers.
Ridiculous.
And they got 14 and I have 10. Plus, they react a lot more to you capturing their points. So I think I'm going to take the safer option and go for Elysia. And we should sack and occupy because we'll have enough room. we'll jump on in and get into the battle. GDM. It is the Horny Knife Demon, JDM. Welcome, by the way. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Alright, let's jump in. I guess I could turn the light on, too, now that my dog's not in here. There you go. Now you guys can see my beautiful, lovely face. I had it off because I was trying to be nice to him and kind of let him sleep. But he wasn't having it, so I let him out. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's good to be back. We finally got just a more solid schedule down for sleep with the kid and everything. So it's it's just been a combination. We've got more of a solid schedule set down. Work is slowing down quite a bit. I don't have to be at work at 7 a.m. anymore. So I'm actually able to stream for a longer period of time in the mornings without getting up, at like 2 in the morning when nobody's playing the game anyway. Alright. Leave these guys out so they can be seen. Put you in the trees a little bit. And you guys can come over here, even though you won't hide.
Charge!
Suck it, bitch. You know who I should be doing this with is the hero. Just because they're a smaller target. I know Nakari is obviously a freaking race car here. But he's just so freaking big. He still gets hit a good amount of the time. Which I guess, so far he hasn't lost a... there he goes. Lost 14 hit points there. So yeah, I was like, you guys usually never stop firing. We don't need to waste that last one. I'm not worried about all of it. It's just a bigger balance of power. I'm actually surprised more people don't like Slaanesh. Like it takes, or not Slaanesh, but like Nakari and like Siggy's faction. Cause like, in terms of like old style like strategy and tactics, it's hardcore medieval 2 type smash mouth. Battle maneuvers and whatnot, where you're just trying to pin down the enemy in place and just take turns, or go unit to unit and just smash and roll over them with, you basically have placeholders that do nothing, do absolutely no damage, and you don't expect them to do anything, while, the big cav and damage dealing units do all the fun and delicious stuff. It's like playing Medieval 2 with magic, basically. Oh shit. Alright, that's how you gonna be. Plus, yeah, the chariots are really finicky. I'm with you on that one. Chariots, I used to hate chariots. Like, I used to think they were just absolute garbage. And then I've played more like Slaanesh, and I realized they are useful, but they're a unit you constantly have to be micromanaging, like all of the time. Like right now, like you just have to constantly, be moving them through. Like they're gonna get a good amount of damage, for sure, but you can't just like leave them in place. Not that you should leave you know, like your Hellstriders or your Fiends of Slanesh in melee, like prolonged melee, because you want them to be using their speed and all that stuff. But chariots, I've just found, are really like, you really have to keep them out of like prolonged melee, and there's just so much going on in, you know, battles. Like, you can't just constantly be focusing on one unit the whole time, you know, in terms of like cycle charging. But yeah, I've gotten my dislike for them has gone down. You know, I don't mind them as much, but I still don't like regularly recruit them in my armies. I keep this one just because, you know, you start out with it. But the big like monster, or the big like cab unit that I like, chariot-ish type unit anyway that I like, the Fiends of Slanesh aren't bad, but I really like the Hellstriders because of their like Soul Hunter ability, but also I think it's the Heart Seekers. The Heart Seeker unit is amazing. You pair that up with even like Marauders or like Demonettes, or just something to like, or you can even do like hero spam. Because you can almost infinitely increase your Cult of Slanesh heroes. But yeah, the Heart Seekers absolutely fuck. They got a good amount of armor piercing. They're super fucking fast. They hit like a truck. I think they have I can't remember what, but I know they have some kind of ability. It's been a while, but yeah, they're really good. Which I know it's a minor thing, but they're also pretty decent in auto resolve, which I know for some people don't like fighting, you know, 1,000 battles in a campaign, and at some point I'm like that too. So I totally get it. But yeah, I'm just surprised, you know, more people don't like them, just because it's, especially I guess for people like new to the game that are used to kind of just the old Smash Mouth tactics, you know, like from Medieval 2, Rome 2, I mean, for newer titles like Three Kingdoms, all that stuff. It's very pinned down, and or even like Bretonia would have that if their infantry was worth anything, but they're not. And that's why I'm not a big fan of Bretonia either. It's like their cav units and their like monster units, their artillery is all really good, but they don't have anything to like really hold the enemy in place. Like heroes are fine, you know, to some extent, but like I don't want to I don't like in Warhammer 3. I found you don't really have to build every army the same way. You know, you actually can use some variety, which I really like in the game. I mean, for example, like I've used, oh gosh, I've used Phoenix Guard. I've actually played as greenskins and enjoyed greenskins, which was really interesting. I enjoyed a Skarsnik campaign. I played in my own time not too long ago, which was interesting for me. Vampire Counts, I actually like the Vampire Counts infantry. I don't mind that they don't have missile units. You know, like it's just there's just you know, the Warhammer 2 need to build either for cost purposes or just efficiency. You know, you just have more variety now, or you have more options. Not more variety. The varieties of units are still there, but you know, there's more at your disposal. You know, get my words right. There's more at your disposal that won't make you go insane because it's not working. Alright. Let's get them into a little nice area here. What are you
Enjoy
doing?
your death.
Yeah, they've had to have changed that up, which I'm glad.
Sin and
But
depravity.
all right, let's mess them up.
Joyous degradation.
It pleases Slanesh.
Everyone pile in. You just need to like run through. Does anyone play? Yeah, I don't know. Bretonia, I've played a few campaigns in the like when I first started playing
It brings excess.
Warhammer 2, like 6 years ago now, or 5 years ago. It was 2018, 5 years ago. But after that, I was just like, no. Because again, like they're supposed to be, you know, your typical like Warhammer 2 kind of smash mouth faction, but in order to do that, instead of micromanaging the shit out of your battles all the time, you know, you gotta have some sort of infantry to hold the line, and they have nothing. Even their I can't think of the name of it, but even their sword and like shield infantry unit is not very good. They need like what am I thinking of? They need like a Sargard from Kislev type of unit. That's just, or like if you've looked at, or if you played as like a Zazel or a Siggy and looked at the chosen like defender trait for the, you know, the Warriors of Chaos units, they need something like that is just literally built. You know, you're not gonna get, you know, you're not gonna get very many kills with them. Their point is just not to die. You know, basically have a dwarf army with cav units. Honestly, I went from thinking I wouldn't touch Kislev to playing them all the time. I actually haven't played them in Immortal Empires. I played them in the Realm of Chaos campaign, but I've not touched them yet. In put my mic on here. I have not touched them yet. I don't know why. It's not that I don't think I wouldn't enjoy them. Yeah, sack and occupy it. It's going down to tier 1 anyway. Alright. Yep. Give her more speed, or him, I don't know.
The Tempter Lord.
Something about this frailty, dude. I do want to give them another go of it for sure. Tell you what, that's been popping. Let's put 2 points into the lash of Slanesh.
How delightful.
Cause yeah, let's see what I'm just finishing up a Gelt campaign. I'm still playing it, but it's really fun. I'm starting a Wolfric campaign because of the wildings from Game of Thrones, and I've been cycling through a Bellicor campaign that I'm just absolutely wrecking, an Imrit campaign, a Cathay campaign as well, and I actually even played a Spirit of the Jungle campaign not too long ago, and I will say I thoroughly enjoyed that campaign. To my surprise, I did not mind it.
Lord.
Now.
You shall summon
The thing is, I mean, ideally, they have a lot of archers, though, is the problem. So, like, demonettes are great, but I need stuff with shields. So let's get stuff to hold the line, and let's recruit a lord. Yeah. No, I want the.
The new avatar
Yeah. All right.
of sensation.
And then let's do... What do I want? Corruption wouldn't be terrible. But there's a lot of things that I really like early on. Let's get the cost for all buildings first.
Intricate as it is beautiful.
And let's move on, I think. Yep.
Misguided.
I still down. I still don't own Norska. Oh, I just got Norska not too long ago. Well, the problem was I got Norska because they looked really cool. Like when I was playing Warhammer 2 before Warhammer 3 was out. Like I got Norska because they looked really cool as DLC. And then I started watching. It was when Legend was still streaming, and so I was watching some of his old campaigns and whatnot, and I was like, okay. And then I saw other people playing them, and I was like, just kind of getting a better idea of how to play Norska and whatnot. And then everyone was just like, yeah, like this isn't really a fun faction to play as if you're wanting to basically enjoy the game. And so I was like, okay. And then so I never played him because I played on very hard battle difficulty, right? Like very hard everything, but I was like, yeah, it can't be that bad. And then I played a campaign, and I was like, okay, it really is that bad. So I just never touched it. But now that stuff has changed a lot in Warhammer 3, I want to give them another go, but I just haven't had the time. Alright, I definitely want growth. Really what I want to happen is I want to steal the Sword of Cain, like, immediately. Either from them and let them build it up, because they already have it at tier 3. Because there are a few things you can do, I haven't tried this out, because obviously, you can deal with the high elves right away, right? Just go on a high elf killing rampage, and not worry about these guys. But I've also thought about just killing them off right away and getting the Sword of Cain like immediately, because I mean the fact is, like, if we even look at diplomacy, like most people not quick deal,
Lord of Fear.
like most people hate you other than Slanesh, but she's a whore. So most people you encounter early on are going to hate you regardless. And I know our income isn't the greatest right now, but in time, Nakari's faction can make shit tons of money between the favorite income, like building tree, and then just the dominance thing. Like, this can make you shit tons of money. The Warden and the Paunch one is definitely something I would recommend getting. Eltharion is a really fun campaign. I haven't played Grom yet, though. Just because I'm a real noob when it comes to greenskins, but
Eternal taster.
Certainly not. Futile.
so they have 4.
I must taste flesh.
See, I'm gonna potentially be a little cheesy here because I fucking can. Alright, Nakari's gonna come out here, go into ambush stance. And he's gonna recruit some... There we go. Pop that down so it makes it cheaper.
I desire new pleasure slaves.
The whole point is for him to stop recruiting and to him to try and come and take this, and we'll kick his ass. If it doesn't work, we get some more units. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, we can...
Sensation is
We can literally just afford these 2 units without going broke. So let's just get some basic marauders in.
This herald's
But yeah, money's definitely going to be tight. Your demons, people don't tend to like being friends. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're even by like Bretonia, who doesn't like us. Once we take Oathwan, you know, to the southwest with the Lizardmen, they're not gonna like us. Okay, it didn't work. That's fine. No worries.
Unwise.
They're in force march though.
Ridiculous.
Let me in.
So I have 15 to their 18.
a vicious delight.
Hunger for souls.
Ooh.
I wonder.
Misguided.
It is sensuous.
Slaneshi Herald. Too wanton even for I.
Certainly not.
The problem is, it's not that we probably couldn't win that, but we would take shit ton of damage just because they actually react to capturing
Unwise.
capture points now, and plus they have what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Ridiculous.
6, 7, 8 unit variety, 8 unit varieties, 8 archer type units, which is not good for us, and we can't utilize our speed out in the open field here.
How live I am.
Alright, so tell you what, let's actually not build that. Save the money, just in case they go take the Shrine of Kronos.
The
But
Tempter Lord.
it says we can get there. But I don't know. I have an idea. Because I don't want his magic to get low.
Time to savor.
Most privileged.
So we'll give her the army.
Slanesh.
He'll come here in like channeling stance. Because then we get him either way. Like they'll have a few more units, sure. But they're not like the primary like target I'm going for. I ideally want to get them in a ambush. But if they take this back, whatever. But then that gives their capital here, they're a lot more vulnerable. And either way, we'll just get them where we want them. We either take this back and wipe out their army, or take back their capital,
Unwise.
or take their capital and then deal with them, or come over here if they just stay there. Like, it'll be fun. Let's move on. Don't care for greenskins or high elves that much, not enough guns. I used to love the high elves, and now I'm sort of like they're a fun and easy race to play. They have tons of variety. They make tons of money. You know, they're all great in that regard. But I don't know. They just need like a. I don't know. I just feel like they're missing something.
Prince's Herald.
All right.
Greater secret.
Yes, you did. Oh no. But yeah, they just feel like they're missing something.
On cloven foot.
Whatever.
My desires are boundless. Slaneshi win.
Pyrrhic victory, eh? They do have tons of missile units, but we'll be fine. Like greenskins, I'm coming around. I mean, the big thing, or the big reason why I didn't like greenskins was because they're a melee-based faction, and Warhammer 2, melee-based factions sucked ass. You know, they could never. You know, their game style is smash mouth, melee infantry, and they get their money from post-battle loot. It's not about actually building a. You know, they're a pillaging Hun type faction. You know, like they're not. You're not going to get like a solid, what am I trying to think of? Like background based income, right? Like you constantly have to be fighting people and increasing your post-battle loot, your sacking, your looting, all that stuff. And that's great. But that's, in the long run in Warhammer 2, that is not, it's not sustainable. I guess it's not comparable to the, you know, the AI in Warhammer 2 actually taking the time to either build up their economy, and like if you're playing on lower difficulty, it's one thing, but like on very hard or hard difficulty, you know, the AI, it doesn't matter. They can have one settlement and they'll have 5 armies. You know, like it just doesn't matter. And so when you're relying on, you know, constantly fighting every single turn, which that's fine. Or, you know, fighting in tons of battles every single turn, that's fine, but the more battles you fight, the more casualties you'll take in a melee-based faction, and then, you know, one of their 6 armies is just going to come and clean you up like you're fucking nothing. And so I just found it personally very difficult to more or less just enjoy a Greenskins campaign, because it always felt like you're taking 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. You're always like almost there, you know. It was like you were almost there all the time, and just when you thought you were gonna gain a little bit of an advantage, you know, it went away. You know, and that's just how it is. You know, it is what it is. But oh shit, I forgot to put her over there. Alright, you come around the corner. Yeah. Oh shit, no. Alright, you need to move, need to move. Son of a bitch. Alright. Yeah, we need to get into melee with these fools. Alright, you 2 come over there, you 2 go there, you 3 come over here. Alright, good. You need to come and attack him. Good. This is what I thought they had to do tier 3 walls for a settlement battle. Maybe I misread that part of the patch notes a while back. Which, oh, that's one thing. I know we don't have a ton of people here, but I do appreciate you guys being here. Don't get me wrong. But what is which it was a very minor thing, not that big of a deal. I totally get it. I'm making more of a deal out of it than it probably needs to be. But why the fuck did CA release a multiplayer game patch for 3 Kingdoms when they've abandoned the game? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out on their like Total War website or whatever, you know. I was on it for the first time, and God knows, just to see if I've missed something while basically, you know, being gone. And you know, there was like a 3 Kingdoms update, and I was like, why the fuck would they have a 3 Kingdoms update? You know, they abandoned the game. And sure as shit, it was like the 22nd or something, 22nd or 23rd. They released a very small multiplayer 3 Kingdoms patch. I couldn't believe it. I was like, if they release Warhammer 3 and they're releasing multiplayer patches for a game they've abandoned. But, you know,
to our will.
It's fine.
Slanesh!
Soul trigger. Tasmagoria.
Okay, what is going on?
No one faster. We are in
This is why. There we go.
Power.
Alright, you two need to get your ass in here.
Make them scream!
Why didn't that get destroyed? Oh, that's kind of frustrating.
Feast.
Alright, we need to hurry up and get them. How are you guys? They're doing fine against him. As long as he's not being shot. Go deal with those spearmen, actually. Good. Alright, you guys get over here. Yeah, they've definitely buffed that spell. That's awesome. Which, honestly, I don't know. Like, call it a buff or whatnot. I just think they finally were bringing it up to speed. Because before, that was... For what you were getting, it was absolute garbage. It might as well earlier, like when the first game first came out and whatnot, it might as well have not even been a spell because it was so cost ineffective. Or inefficient, ineffective, however you want to look at it. It was just bad.
Glorious.
Endless craving.
Good. But yeah, making that cheaper is definitely helping.
Slash.
But yeah, as long I know we're taking excuse me, taking a little bit of damage, but as long as everything's fairly even, that's the important thing here.
Souls for Slanesh. Marauders of
Which across the board, it's fairly even. All right, you go help Nakari with that unit, and then you guys come over here, take out those spearmen.
Attack.
They should be doing, or he should be doing like the passive ability because they're wavering. There we go.
Now.
endless craving.
Oh.
Seeking Slanesh's embrace.
What do you want?
6 to 5. Okay. I guess it's worth it then. I thought it was more expensive than that, but it's not. But you... Alright, you two need to come kill her.
It brings souls.
Go.
Alright, go capture that point. You guys are still struggling against that spearman unit, which, you know, whatever. Tell you what, she was fucking them up. Good.
I shall dance.
Let's go kill him.
I breathe.
Nice. It'll be better too once he gets his soul siphon ability. When he completely kills a unit and whatnot, he regenerates a little bit. That'll help a lot. Yeah, just kill as much as we can. I need to look though next time and see if I can sack and occupy it. Because almost all of these settlements are going to be tier 2 going down to tier 1 regardless. So it would be good to basically take the money and the devotees each time. Alright, good stuff. Yeah, I was expecting. I'm out of coffee already. Yeah, I really need to trim up the beard and get a haircut too. Side note. But yeah, it feels good to be streaming. It honestly kind of feels like I never stopped so far. Kind of feels like I'm just picking up like I finished the stream yesterday, but it does feel good to be back. But yeah, I've been cycling through Warhammer 3 game, which the Game of Thrones game is very, very old. Because I've been on a big Game of Thrones kick, so I've been looking at like mods and whatnot, Game of Thrones games, like all that kind of stuff. But finally ended up finding one that was pretty cheap, and I'm really enjoying that one. But the problem is, like, usually if I'm not streaming and whatnot, I'm playing either like Divide and Conquer or Warhammer 3, right? But then on my other monitor, I'm watching Game of Thrones. But the Game of Thrones game itself actually has some voice actors that did voice acting for the game, and they also have the Game of Thrones actual soundtrack music. And so it's really hard, to play the game and hear them talk and then watch and listen to the show, if that makes sense. Because it's identical.
The Templar
Okay, good.
Lord.
Yeah. Let her occupy it.
The Templar
And then
Lord.
give her the army so they replenish more.
Most privileged of Slanesh.
Yep. Do...
Most privileged of Slanesh.
Okay. Can't believe his charge is only 40 with how big he is to start off with. He needs so much so early on. I don't know. Let's get his magic done for now. Alright, now, the moment of truth is to see... I imagine
Unwise.
they'll go take Elysia back. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Depravity reigns.
I can afford one more unit.
Pleasure slaves.
Yeah, let's move on. I'd bet money that they would go take that back. I don't know why they wouldn't. It does kind of feel like you have stream commentary just going constantly in your head, and you let it out while on stream. Oh yeah, dude. I'm a walking self-conversationalist, I guess. Oh wow, okay, they did it. Oh, they fucked up though. They done fucked up. Alright. Yeah. We need growth.
Never.
Ooh. I might have fucked up. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Pleases the
Alright.
prince.
Come then. Surprise.
Alright. Excuse me. Give him the army.
Time to savor.
Recruit a
Who
few
will
units.
join
If we go in the red a little bit, I'm not really worried about it. The point or goal here is to try and get one of them to quit being a bunch of cowards and get them to attack me here. That would be the ultimate goal.
Give the word.
Fear. Do you know Guardian?
What you want?
No. One of them is bound to attack me here, I would think. What's gotten you back into Game of Thrones so long after it ended? Well, I watched the, my in-laws for, like, Christmas or whatever. They got, Game of Thrones. HBO Max had, like, a deal for 3 months or whatever. For, like, $1 a month for 3 months. There we go. Just to bring people, back to, or to get back into, having HBO Max. And so they got like the 3 month, like $1 a month trial basically, right? But then also the House of Dragons came out, right? So now that my wife and I had access to HBO Max again, I was like, oh, screw it, I'll watch it. Which, side note, I'm kind of disappointed that the next season of that isn't coming out for another year at least. Probably closer to a year and a half. But yeah, I watched House of Dragons, and then I watched Game of Thrones, because, you watch House of Dragons, naturally it just spills into rewatching Game of Thrones. And then, got through all of that in 2.5 weeks, because I binged the piss out of it. And then I watched House of Dragons again, and now I was like, screw it. Now that I'm playing even a Game of Thrones game, I gotta rewatch it again. And so I started it again last night, not last night. Today's Monday. Restarted it Saturday, and I'm already on season 2. So, but I have to footnote, it's not like I was just watching it throughout the day, not doing anything with my life. I did watch some football, and I did, actually hang out with my family and not just ignore them. I just stayed up, till 3 in the morning playing and, playing the games and whatnot, which it's kind of what I've ended up having to do, which I'm fine with anyway. But, spend time with the wife and the kiddo after working all week, and then when they go, because they go to bed pretty early now, just because, it's my kid needs to sleep and whatnot, and she gets tired, and so they'll go to bed at 9 o'clock, and I mean, I can't go to bed that early. That would just be criminal and insane. So I stay up, play, because that's usually when I have time to play actual games for myself and kind of decompress in my own way after work and all that stuff. And so when they're sleeping or going to bed is when I'm playing, and when I'm watching stuff on my other monitor here. So yeah, this is not enough hours in the day, so you do it when you can, which is at 2 or 3 in the morning. Alright, if you're gonna stay and fight, I can't tell if he's actually fighting. Okay, I didn't think he was. But yeah, I want to kill him. I want to kill everything. Don't want any amount of their force remaining. I really need to get Nakari healed up though. But more battles is more post-battle loot, more experience, all that stuff. Really, really worth it. Good. See, and that's what was weird, was before we had our kid in October, late October, I was streaming 7 days a week, right? And I was getting up at 3:30 in the morning to start streaming at 3:30 in the morning my time. So it's here in up here in Alaska. So I would get up at 3:30, be streaming at 4, stream till 7:30. Go to work and then come home, be with my wife and play more at night. And I would do that for 7 days, and I was getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and I was fine. And then had our kid, obviously wasn't streaming, took some time just to be with family, adjust to the new routine and whatnot. And obviously had some sleepless nights, or some very long nights at the least. And then I was barely playing. I think I hit 1,000 hours. I hit 1,000 hours in Warhammer 3 almost instantly. In terms of not doing it for a job, right? I hit 1,000 hours in 3 months, 4 months. I was just any spare moment I had, it was freaking Warhammer 3. And then kid came, and I put maybe 100 hours in I'm up to 200 now, but it was like 100 hours in the next 2.5 months. And then like the last 2.5 weeks, I've just been full like Warhammer 3 action. This is gonna be a good fight. Okay, we can't hide from them. So okay, we just really need to be careful here. Which auto-resolve, we only lose 3 units. Ideally, I don't lose any. We'll see how we do. But anyway, because of, you know, having the kid, right, and not playing video games, like, I was just between, plus it was like peak season for work, meaning like I was working like 12, 13-hour days, bare minimum. So with not getting much sleep, you know, having a very new baby and all that good stuff, it was all about just sleeping when I could. And like I basically, like my computer started collecting dust. I was not using it basically. And so I just never played any game of any kind, and was getting, you know, still getting like 6-7 hours of sleep, but I was literally working and doing nothing else. Like working, coming home, going to bed. No like social life, not going out, not even with like my wife. Like us going out was going to the grocery store. And like now it's like, if I don't get like 7-8 hours of sleep like the last week, I was fucking miserable. Like I was only working like 7.5 hour days because work has drastically died down. Like I can't even explain how weird it is of how quickly work has died down. And so like, you know, I was working really like early days, and you know, I was like getting off at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I was like, okay, like this really isn't that bad. You know, I was coming home, spending time with the wife, spending time with the kid, getting able to play hour and a half, 2 hours of video games. I was like, this is fucking nothing. And then, but I was still in like that, that like, yeah, kind of like that survival mode, like kicks in like as a parent. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Like, I was just in like, fuck, like I gotta get sleep, you know, like I'm gonna be burnt out if I don't sleep. And so I was like, I'm still most of the time ready to go to bed at like 7 o'clock, because I'm just like, okay, like eventually here, you know, my kid's not gonna want to sleep, like I gotta do something, you know, I gotta go to sleep. But then I realized like, oh shit, like I can actually get up and do things, you know, I can stream again, which, you know, going back to earlier, like a lot of things have changed, not only just with us getting more of a schedule, but with stuff at work slowing down, us not working, you know, super long hours as of right now. Like a lot of stuff has changed, and it's fortunately it's all worked out in my favor in terms of being able to stream and have a life and whatnot, which has been amazing and I love it. But yeah, for a while there, like I was getting pretty miserable, just because I didn't have a life, which, I mean, it's a brand new stinking, you know, things like that. You know, I don't worry about it a whole lot, because I mean it's a freaking child. You know, it's not like you got a new job and you're learning the new routines of the new job. Like, it is a total life transformation, you know, thing going on. And so just getting used to that and everything like that. I mean, it was a huge time in our lives, and she's awesome, she's perfect. But anyway, it is very nice, to say the least. Which I don't know why it took me so long, but because like I was just enjoying, I think, for a while, like being able to play video games, and I was like, oh, like whatever, like it's nice that, you know, I can play video games while also, you know, being able to help my wife with our kid, you know, if she needs it. Like I can play for a little bit, and while she can watch our kid, or you know, I can watch her for a little bit and she can take a break, you know, that kind of thing, and still have time to you know, to actually have a not good day, but like I don't know how to make it sound without it kind of sounding bad about having to have a kid. But you know, but I think you get what I mean. But it's just been nice, and anyway, I finally realized, like, oh shit, like I don't have to go, you know, I don't have to be at work at 7 a.m. anymore. You know, like I can actually afford to take that time that I used to have to stream again. And of course, it was been over a week now, but I was like, okay, like I haven't streamed in a while, but I want to make sure everything's gonna work, you know, if I do start streaming again. And so I'm like, okay, so you know, I set up a stream. I'm like, all right, let's, you know, see how it goes, you know, use OBS, get the whole works going, right? Get everything set up the way it would need to be for a stream. Everything worked. I'm like, all right, let's make some announcements. I make the announcement. I exit out of OBS. I turn on HBO Max, and my other screen just goes completely black. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And basically, my one of my HDMI cords just stopped working. It had a loose like wire in it, I guess. And so my other monitor stopped working because, you know, the cord wasn't working. So, and you have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to use your phone's YouTube Studio to like manage like the live chat and whatnot on your phone. Like that's something you can only do if you have a certain amount of subscribers, and I don't. So I was like, okay. I was like, well, I can't stream with just. I can't basically just play the game and not pay attention. You know, if people are, you know, in the live stream and they're talking, right? Like I can't just not know what's going on, know what's being said, you know, that kind of thing. I wouldn't be able to interact with you guys at all, you know, in that regard. So I was like, well, I'm not going to stream if I can't do that. But anyway, I got a new cord. We're back. It's good times. Kill as many of them as we can. I actually don't know if this applies to like the amount of experience, you know, like once the battle actually ends, if that applies to the experience, or the you know, if you're playing as the Dark Elves, the slaves you get, or in this case the devotees that you could get, or the replenishment. I think I've heard it both ways, where it does affect it, but the other hand, I've heard people, I think, say that it doesn't affect it in terms of replenishment and all that stuff. You did kind of sign up for that. Yeah, that's, you know. But anyway, I like it though, you know. I think both, it's easy to say, like, even if you're like we weren't necessarily like trying to have our first child together, it kind of just happened. But I think even if, you know, a couple or whoever are actually trying to have a child, right? It's one thing to like either not be trying to have a kid or have a kid and, you know, be excited about it. But I think in any situation, once you finally find out, like, shit, like, the girl's pregnant, your mind just explodes. 'Cause you're like, how am I ever going to, you know, go to work or, you know, live a life when I'm constantly worrying about a child. But like it was weird, like, you know, we were getting everything ready that we could possibly think of, you know, clothes, you know, diapers, changing stations, the whole works. And then once the kid got here, for me anyway, it just like it was weird. Like once our child was actually born, I just like calmed way down. Take the devotees.
Pleasure slaves.
I don't get me wrong. I still worry about my child every day. You know, I want to make sure she's happy and healthy and all that stuff. But like, I don't know. It just became, for me, I don't know. Something just switched. Like I was just happy she was here. I guess I don't know. But anyway, here we go.
Ridiculous.
All right, good for you. You took a settlement that meant absolutely
Even the
nothing.
Lordmaster could not.
They can. I said they'll still be able to get archers
Unwise.
and spears, but they're gonna want to recruit cav units.
Beyond even Quaish.
Most privileged of Slanesh.
There we
A
go.
tool of
Give you
sweetest
those units.
torture.
The Tempter Lord.
Getting cats was a big enough change. I do want to get another dog. I love my dog.
To save.
All right, yeah. Let's get.
How delightful.
I don't think we can get students. Alright, here's one thing we could do. I don't want to like. I do want to come down this way.
Never.
But also don't want to like come down here and then play catch up. Plus, I think this person will be dumb enough to
This is absurd.
stay
Let me
and fight.
imbibe your
But I do want to take this from them.
The Tempter Lord.
Trying to think of what to do here. Because like we can beat them here, and it's also where they're recruiting from. But I also want to take this off of them because we'll take a good amount of damage, I would imagine, from this fight just because of all the archers they have, and they have quite a bit of Illyrian Reavers as well.
Far beneath an archmage.
Drink in my excellence.
Certainly.
Tell you what, let's stop him here. Stop him here, and then move on to their capital. Because even though that way we can get some good replenishment, like we'll still take some damage, but it won't be as bad as if we fought a settlement with towers. All right, let's move in. I think there's a lot of risk right up to birth. Like there's more risk and stuff. Like, yeah, you just always worry about, you know, you always worry about, you know, obviously, I mean, we were anyway, you know, potentially having a miscarriage, which, you know, my wife and the kid were healthy the whole pregnancy, right? But there's, I mean, and I don't know the whole, like, gist of it, but I mean, there's always a chance of something bad happening, right? And so, like you're always worried, like, during a pregnancy, anyway, we were, that, you know, something, like, each time we went to a checkup was, like, really exciting and also really nerve-wracking. Because, you know, every time you go there, like, you're just hoping they say the same thing every time. Like, yep, you're healthy, the baby's healthy, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, that's what you want to hear every single time. Especially, you know, once you start going there, like, the first few checkups, it's, like, once a month, right? Or, like, once every 2 months, or, you know, whatever it was. I think it was once a month that we went. But, you know, you go to those things, right? And you're just hoping that that's all they say, right? They do some tests on you. They check out. They look at the kiddo, make sure, you know, they're doing okay. You know, they're doing all of the things they do every single time, and you're just hoping for the same old, basically. Like, yep, you're fine. Do what you do, and you're just hoping that it's not something else, you know, that whole time. but then, because like you're always worried about like something going on there, but then like once the kid's born, I think it's just finally like, because like obviously like you still worry, right? Like it's your kid. Like you're not gonna just stop worrying because they're here, because now you actually have to, you know, actively feed the thing every single day and whatnot, right? And clean its poop and all that lovely goodness. But I think for me anyway, there's just like a very there was like a sigh of relief, like she's here, like she's out, she's breathing, she's healthy. You know, let's start doing this thing. You know, let's start getting her to grow and all that stuff. But I mean, I say that like it's nothing. I know my wife would probably tell you something different, because, you know, she's here every day with our kid while I get to, you know, go to work. And she's very much right now, you know, attached to my wife. I mean, if our daughter isn't feeling well, she wants mom. You know, and like on the weekends or whatever, like she builds up to me, like she's like, okay, like this is dad, you know, I'm comfortable with him. But excuse me. By the end of the week though, it is full on, you know, stranger danger time. You know, it sucks because, you know, I can't, as much as I really enjoy getting off work early, we also need money. And so, you know, I try and extend my days out as long as I can, because I need to. But at the same time, you know, I want to be home, building up that relationship, you know, that my wife has with our daughter, that I want to have, you know. So it's a catch. Ooh, my voice just really cracked. It's a catch-22. You know, I want to be home, but also make money and be able to live and support my family. But yeah. But you ain't got, yeah. That's the other problem. Is, you know, like, and I joke with, like, seriously joke with my wife about it. I was like, because, you know, like, she'll, like, our kid will be fine, right? Like, she's not making a noise. You know, she'll have just been fed. She might be tired, but she's fine, right? She's not crying. She's not fussy. And then my wife will be like, hey, like, do you mind taking her so I can take a little bit of a break? I'm like, yeah, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, she's fine. She ain't crying. She's fine. And then I'll, like, pick her up and look at her, right? And she just starts fucking screaming her head off. Like, I just fucking ripped her arm off. And then give her to my wife and instantly just, you know, she's still crying. She's still fussy. Put her on the boob and she's fine. And, you know, I joked with my wife. I was like, you know, like, I do everything that, you know, that you've shown me that I know that works for her when I have her, you know, just me and her. You know, I get some of her toys out, put her on her swing, do tummy time, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, man, I don't have a boob that works. You know, like, you know, I tell my wife, I was like, you have the ultimate trump card. Like, when in doubt, like, if you try a bunch of things and she's still pissed off, you just have to whip out your boob and she'll shut up. Like, you know, and at least you can make her stop crying. Like, I don't have that power. You know, so, like, if something's, like, wrong, I just kind of have to let her scream at me. But, and don't get me wrong, my wife obviously realizes that, and she doesn't basically tell me to nut up and shut up about it, because, you know, I don't have a working boob like that. Alright, let's move these guys into attack. Let's do a block group, and tell them to attack. Get these guys ready to swing around. Same with you. You guys can actually go attack them. Alright, you need to get out. Modern life sucks for new parents. Like, it's not that it, I would say, necessarily sucks. It's just hard to manage everything, right? Because, like, It's especially so like this sounds really bad, because but like COVID like opened the doors to a lot of opportunities, not just for like new parents, but like just society, like the American society, excuse me, as a whole, where especially a lot of like office type, not office type, but like management type positions, where it's like, hey, like, do we really need to like drive into an office when we can just get a computer and do it from home, that kind of thing. And like once our kid was actually here and we were home, I was off for 3 weeks from work, between us going into labor, going to the hospital, and then just being home with my wife, with our kid. And it was great. I loved being able to be home, right? I loved being able to being able to play video games, but if my wife needed help with something, I can walk into the living room. I can take 5 steps. Excuse me. I can take 5 steps and be right there if I need to, which goddamn, I can't do that when I'm actually at work. And I did look for a while for home jobs. Obviously I can't just play video games while I'm doing that, but it would open the door to even doing a job from home, being able to like, hey, I'm working on something, but my wife needs to use the bathroom or something like that, but she has the kid, and so she needs me to take the kid so she can just go use the bathroom. Like, that's not that big of a deal. Like, that would be really easy to do. Or taking my lunch break at home, right? Like, it just makes all that stuff really easy. But it's also like in there were, don't get me wrong, I shouldn't say there were jobs that I could have taken that would have allowed me to work from home, but the other thing too is I still have to make a living that's that doesn't put us out on the streets. So like, I definitely could have picked a job that would allow me to work from home, but the amount of pay and just like benefits that I would have been getting would not have been worth it. So there we go. Yeah, he really needs to get his soul siphon ability so I can be healing. They were in the settlement, I believe. But still would be good to kill as many of them as we can. Oh, why can't you, isn't Ikari stuck? I guess so. That's alright. But it is something I would not be not be open to. Like, if I could find something that has good benefits, decent pay, that would allow me to work from home, I would snap that up and just instantly grab it. It's definitely one thing I learned. Even like the week after we were back in the back home from the hospital and whatnot, it really opened my eyes to, when our kid would sleep, right, and I would be playing games, or my wife would be working on school stuff, like, all that stuff was just like, it was just really convenient, because, I could still, play video games, I could still work, but if she starts screaming for some reason, it's not like I have to drop everything, and go help her. Like, I can have her on my lap, I can put her in her swing next to me, or, whatever, and still be working, or still be playing video, whatever. As someone's job who's completely computer-based, I can't believe we didn't do it before. Right, and that's what I mean. Like, it's not that... It's just... mind-blowing. You know, and I get, like, I have some friends whose jobs for a long time, like, I have one friend from college who's an engineer, and a lot of his stuff was just computer based while they were working on projects and whatnot. And so, like, he, you know, because of COVID, you know, he didn't come into work for a long time, you know, because they didn't need to.
Most privileged of
But, you know, and now his, I think they still have, I think he has to go in occasionally, like, for meetings and whatnot, but, I mean, you can, it's more cost effective, I would think, for companies to like, just rent out a place for a few hours to have a meeting versus, you know, a whole office setting, right?
I must taste flesh.
That's such a shitty thing for the Marauders. This needs to be like 15 and 30, and then I would get it. But anyway, let's see. I wouldn't mind some replenishment either. Also, his magic has been fairly helpful here. Let's get his magic finished.
A gift from my master.
Good, he's getting some good replenishment here as well. And that'll make everything cheaper next turn, which is good. And let's move on. You think that would be the case, but even my company where everyone is complete has like 7 offices. Right, and it's like, and I have even my friend now who was doing his job completely as an engineer from home for months. Even my brother, he was able to do his job from home, you know. But then now I think that they've made him go. They've made him go back to the office now. Excuse me. Which I just don't understand, because like think of it just from a, like, if you have a job that's strictly computer based, right? Like, I get you have to have meetings from time to time and all that, but you know, 95% of your job is just gonna be on a computer, right? And if like someone wants to work from home, I don't know why you would tell them like, hey, you need to come back to the office. It's gonna make them happier to be from home. You know, they're saving money on gas. They're basically, everything's gonna be better for the employee, because they're either gonna be able to spend money on things that they want, that instead of spending it on gas, they can spend it on other things. You know, so they're just gonna be more content, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Pleasure without conscience. Souls will yield.
Let's do. Yeah, let's reduce that cost, because I will be popping those down pretty often.
This is absurd.
Let me imbibe your
Okay.
essence. The tempter.
Divine immortality.
Alright, never mind.
Temptation.
I thought I was gonna be able to go into in-camp stance there, but I can't. But that will help. Pyrrhic victory, and I lose a lot. No. Not gonna happen. They might sell it. I've had the... I really don't want to waste any more time. And I need to replenish like this turn. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm just worried Nikari's gonna take a shit ton of damage. But I also can't afford to lose like 5 units and take high casualty, you know, like high damage everywhere. So we'll save it, see how we do. We'll just see how we do. But yeah, I do appreciate everyone being here. I know, you know, it kind of typically happens on my streams where we kind of not focus on the game as much, which I know can be frustrating. But again, I imagine this stream and Wednesdays and Friday stream is going to be a lot of catching up, talking about, you know, what's been going on, especially with the Warhammer community and whatnot. I think for the most part, it's kind of, you know, a lot of people are just waiting for the next DLC in the next like 5 months, 4 months. But I'm personally really enjoying the game. To strictly talk about the game for a bit, I mean, there are things that are annoying. I've noticed playing as Gelt now for the Empire and Be'lakor. I was in a streamer's stream yesterday and just trying to talk about it with people, but not too many people chimed in. But anyway, that I've noticed, like, when you have a lord that reduces the cost of a certain, like, whatever magic it is, right? But, you know, Guild, for example, reduces the cost of metal magic, right? It'll tell you, like, 1 Winds of Magic for the Searing Doom, but it'll take 2 out of the pool. I've had the Golden Hound's Vortex spell say, I think it costs 2. I've had to take 1, 2, or 3 Winds of Magic out. Like, it's just really weird. Be'lakor is the same way. With the Shadow Magic, it takes more out of the Winds of Magic pool than it says it will. I haven't noticed it. I haven't played with... I'm trying to think of other lords that reduce the cost. I think the Manfred... Like the Vampire Count lords that reduce the Winds of Death cost as well. I don't know if it... I would imagine, you know, it affects them as well, but I haven't looked into that one. But it's just little things like that. You know, like, it's not that big of a deal, I get, you know, on the fact that, you know, it's 1 Winds of Magic versus 2, but at the same time, like, you know, it's defeating the purpose of having that skill point if it's not going to do that, you know what I mean? So, it is frustrating, because it would be nice if it would work. Alright, what I'm gonna do is tell them to get on the walls, and these guys are gonna come over here. Basically, we're gonna keep them all busy, and these guys are gonna loop around. But yeah, and when I had a few people respond, and it does sound like I'm not the only one who has experienced it, which is at least refreshing for me. And I just happened to notice it when I was playing Guild the other day, because I only had like 40 Winds of Magic, right? I noticed it because I was in an area where there weren't that many Winds of Magic. I'm gonna lose those Demonettes. This is also the reason why you get Marauders early on, because of that purpose right there. But anyway, I was like, oh, I'll be fine. You know, I was like, if I use Searing Doom, I'll have 40 casts of Searing Doom. And then it was taking, you know, more out than it should. And I was like, you know, it's not that it was a battle-changing difference, but, you know, I still had to pay... I had to pay more attention to what I was doing, you know, because I didn't actually have 40 casts of Searing Doom. But... And I'm sure, I think, Teclis reduces the cost of magic for his skill trees, or his stuff and whatnot. So I don't know. I'd have to, you know, actually do some digging and look into that and see if it does apply to other lords as well that reduce the cost of their lords of magic. But But I have put it on the, I have put it in the, like, Total War forums and whatnot. Which those are another thing that pissed me off. I never know which... It's not their fault or anything, but I never know where to fucking put those things. Like, I literally went to, like, battle campaign bugs, right? And then I looked at it this morning and it said I had, like, a message, or not a message, a reply to it. And I was like, oh, great. You know, like, someone's chimed in or they're working on it, like, already. That's awesome. And it's just a moderator telling me I put it in the wrong spot. Which I'm like, dude, I was like, I get that. I was like, I'm sorry, I guess. But, like, I literally went to Warhammer 3 support, campaign and battle bugs, and I put it there. And it's like, oh, sorry, it needs to go to Immortal Empire's beta problems. And I'm like,
Souls.
I was like, whatever. You know, I was like, you know, okay. I was like, I literally was in the right spot, just needed to go one step further. And I get that that can be frustrating, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I just feel like stuff like that is something that they should do. Like, have Immortal Empires. And then all that extra stuff is something they can then put in themselves instead of us having to go through 5 fucking steps to put it in the right spot for them. Yeah, these guys will take damage and that's fine. Basically, I just want to get the capture points and then we'll send everybody else over here. Because it's going to take some time. I mean, there was no way we weren't not going to take damage in this fight. Plus, honestly, the more damage we take in terms of, like, consistent battles, I wouldn't mind getting him, like, the bloody trait. So,
Consume them.
no, they're not holding as long as I thought they would. But it doesn't matter if we capture all the points. It's not possible changing the cost of spells by less than. I don't know, cause like it's weird, like for me that they like the Golden Hound's Vortex spell, right? Sometimes it does the correct reduction, and other times it doesn't. But the Searing Doom one is always wrong. It always takes 2 winds of magic, and it even shows it. Like it says 1 on it, and if you hover like over the spell to then like try and cast it, it'll even show you that it's gonna take 2 winds of magic out. And so like there's obviously already something like in the game, in the programming code, whatever, that is off and wrong in terms of its calculation. So alright, well just flee. They're gonna start coming at me anyway. Hey Goglin, welcome to the stream, man. I still can't believe they fucking did a 3 Kingdoms multiplayer patch. One, like, people who play 3 Kingdoms are people like me who, like, I play 3 Kingdoms, right? From time to time. Like, I play 3 Kingdoms because I'm a big history nerd. I don't do it because I think it's a better game than, say, Warhammer 3 or other games I play, because I don't. But at the same time, like, why are you updating a game at all that you've completely abandoned? In terms of, like, CA doing wacky, stupid, weird things. Like, it makes absolutely no sense that they spent the time and effort to even look at that game for multiplayer. It'd be like them going in and saying, hey, we updated Norska in Warhammer 1. Go check it out. And it's like, nobody plays Warhammer 1 anymore. The people who play 3 Kingdoms aren't gonna, you know, like, yeah, they're gonna care. They wouldn't care if the game was still important, I guess, but they abandoned it. So why even care if multiplayer's functioning well in that game? I don't know. But anyway, took quite a bit of damage, but the big thing is, I mean, the Demonettes are just not very effective right now against High Elves. Like, yeah, it sucks that we'll have to replace them, but at the end of the day, they were more expensive. Like, I wasn't getting their value, I guess. I guess Elkan's Razor would say that too. They're just a bit incompetent. I don't understand. I don't understand their thought process with Warhammer 3. You know, all in all, at the end of the day, like as of, I mean, I know I've been streaming for like a year and a half now, which seems weird to say, and I'm just at that. You know, I'm like what 170 or 80 subscribers away from 1,000. So someone has always loved Total War, right? I've played Total War literally since I was like 7 years old. You know, and then I started streaming it, and I was like, all right, you know, Warhammer 2 is in a really good state. Warhammer 3 is going to be this great thing. And, like, they just don't seem to have the same care or motivation with Warhammer 3 as they do with Warhammer 2. And that's just really weird. Like, I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like they just have the... It's like, oh, you know, we'll get to it. You know, it's coming. We'll get to it. Kind of like attitude about it, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't understand it. I just really don't. And it's weird because I don't know how to react to it. You know, like yeah, I just don't know. Let's get more anti-large. But, you know, it's just a very, like, taking their time. You know, we'll get to it when we get to it kind of attitude. You know, they appreciate everyone's feedback. You know, the whole 9 yards of them saying they care. But they just... I don't know. It's just weird. It's just really weird. And, like, the game's not in a not playable state. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's definitely playable. But just the fact that, you know, they're taking... Would they make that announcement in October about, like, DLCs and whatnot, right? So what? It was, like, late October, right? So what? November, December, January, February, March, April. 6 months for one DLC. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, that just seems really weird in terms of time, I guess. Like, I don't know. It just is like a very, like, oh, we'll get to it when we get to it kind of attitude. And it's like...
Your search for the blade
I don't know.
lost in the sea of
It
dreams
just...
has borne fruit.
Because, like, the thing is, like, they could go all hands on deck kind of situation with Warhammer 3, right? And they could still have plenty of time. You know, if Warhammer 3 would bust, right? For some reason, they devoted all their time into the game, and it just fucking sucked. Like, people just absolutely hated it, no matter what they did. Like, that's one thing, right? Then, yeah, you know, take the time doing a few updates here and there, but at the end of the day, you're like, alright, like, this game isn't doing as well as we thought we would. It's time to move on to something else, right? That's totally fine. I get it. Would not complain in the slightest. Totally understand.
Impossible.
But, like, they're doing that from the fucking get-go. And that's what is... I just don't fucking get it. Is they're just... They're just happy with how it is, like, right now. They're like, yeah, you know, like... It's like, don't worry, we're getting updates to it. And the thing is, like, the updates they've done have been, like, good. You know, with how they've changed and adjusted melee, I think is amazing. The whole Warriors of Chaos rework has been great. Being able to use a wide variety of units because of, you know, melee being more of a usable tool in your disposal, right? The economy with upkeep cost, all that's great. The Warriors of Chaos factions, the Warriors of Chaos rework and factions, but also like the Valkia, you know, the champions, like they're fun, they're enjoyable. Like the whole mechanics changes and upside, like it's great, but like keep going with it, you know. You know, like it. I just really think they should have had like the Warriors of Chaos. Like when it came out, you know, that's fine. But then they should have had, like, say hypothetically it's Chaos Dwarves, right, is the next one? Potentially the next DLC that comes out, right? Like, that should have been, like, out, like, 2 months later, you know? Because, like, the Warriors of Chaos stuff basically came out with the game. And that's, like, something that's like, okay, like, we've got this released out now. Let them, you know, get a taste of that. Oh, we'll be fine. A lot of missiles, but we'll be fine. You know, let them get a taste of that. It'll be fine. And then right before the new year, bam, we hit them with this DLC. That way they've got, you know, they've got the Warriors of Chaos DLC. They got the Chaos Dwarves DLC. That'll give us a good amount of time to really polish the next one, right? Like, for me thinking of it, you know, I would if I was CA, I would have had a DLC like already complete, like release the DLC, have the second one already done, but need some like finishing touches, right? And then just keep that progression the time of like have like 3 DLC basically made. Have one that's really well polished, you've gotten tons of feedback on it, it's ready to go, like the Warriors of the Champion DLC, right? You're good to go. The Chaos Dwarves DLC, right? Which I'm sure is being tested, or whatever DLC it is, right? It's being tested by the big streamers right now, right? Like, I'm sure they're getting all that feedback now. But you know, they should have had that. They should have been doing that right a long time ago, right? So they have one DLC ready to go. They have the next one that's really, really close. But, you know, that way if the first DLC for some reason doesn't do so hot, they have another one that can potentially bring people back to it. And if for some reason all those, like those first 3-4 DLC just absolutely bomb, then alright, you slow back, you know, you tone down the amount of DLC output, you know, at that point. But they've just completely gone the opposite in case where they're just really taking their time with the very first DLC, and they'll get to the others if they feel like it. It's just, I don't know. I know that's up front. It's more of a heavy investment, you know, because you're putting all the time and effort and resources into those DLCs right from the get-go. But at the same time, like it's a catch-22. You cannot put the money in right away and hopefully it works out, and then you'll put more money in later, or you put more money in right from the get-go and it doesn't work out and then you're out that money. But I don't know. I think they shot themselves in the foot with how they approached it. Because like there's still a good amount of people, you know, playing the game, but it's just not as much as I think it could have been at you know, where Warhammer 3 is at right now. I think there could have been a much larger player base right now than what they have. Because I mean, that's what's gonna drive, you know, DLCs for the future, is if people are paying for them and playing the game, you know. Which is why I think, like, because like the Warriors of Chaos were already in the game, right? They just needed a rework, and adding, you know, 4 legendary lords in there was great, but it wasn't like a drastic like change to the game. So like I totally get why it was very like the excitement for that DLC was very short-lived, because it wasn't like a true DLC in my mind. You know, they did a rework and they added 4 legendary lords in, but it wasn't like a brand new. That was a bad charge. I wasn't paying attention. Like it just wasn't a brand new DLC. You know, it wasn't something that people had never seen before. It was just something that we slightly changed. You know. Hey, Wyvern, welcome, man. Yes, we are back. We are back to streaming. Nice. We are back and at 'em, my friend.
No one faster.
I think we'll be fine. Bounce of power still actually isn't too far out of our reach. it definitely helps that they've buffed that spell quite a bit. Yeah, we just need to keep cycling.
Onward.
Bring us all joyous
Don't get pinned like that.
Seeking sin.
Hey, Tom. Yeah, it's not going too bad. Appreciate you stopping in,
Servants of
Tom.
Nakari moves.
I really just, like, we have a few people here. If all of you guys would just start donating a couple $100s a month to me, I could quit my job and start live streaming full time, and then you could see me every day at a more convenient time. I wouldn't have to wake up at 4 in the morning. No, I'm kidding. But no, I do want to start, streaming more often. Which I plan on doing at least 3 days a week. I would like to start streaming on the weekends again as well. It's just over this last weekend with the big football games going on and whatnot. I just wanted to kind of spend like one final weekend just with my wife and kiddo, and I'm still going to spend time with them. Don't get me wrong, but basically I'm not gonna sleep in as late as I normally would on the weekends anymore, because I do want to stream. So I'll be doing more with my time. Is all. Good.
To the next victory.
Yeah, because I attacked them. That's right, I attacked them.
They die. Time to turn.
Nice. We're about to get another lord here soon too in here. Good. Alright, get out.
Yes.
Alright, yeah, you really need to get out. I don't want you to disintegrate. Oh, she's fucking stuck. Yeah, I appreciate everyone being here this morning. I know right around now is the time everyone is kind of getting to the stream, so I do appreciate everyone being here. Don't you dare disintegrate.
Your desires are mine.
I do wish I could go longer than what I can. But it's kind of a catch-22, so like if I start streaming, sorry guys, something in my eye. If I start streaming earlier than what I do already in the morning, like everyone is still kind of like at work or getting off work or waking up, depending on where you're from. And by the time a lot of people are able to start kind of like getting onto the stream is when I have to go to work and whatnot. You gotta love time zones. But I do wish I could, have more time to stream. This is actually going really well.
Onward.
Like this side is almost completely routing, and this spell is doing hella damage. Almost. Alright, get Nakari in there. He's doing his Mortis Engine ability on those guys over there. Alright, get them out, get them to cycle charge again. Hey Anon, welcome. Yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you guys for being here. Which I have been in live, like other people's live chats. I just haven't said much. Mainly because like there's always a chance that I have to go help the kiddo. And so I just haven't I haven't said a whole lot in streams because I'm afraid I'm gonna say something like in a message or whatnot. The streamer's gonna talk about it, and then I'm gonna have to go help my wife or go get our kid because she's crying or something like that. So I haven't chimed in on a lot of streams, but I have been around. I haven't completely abandoned you all.
Agree. Charge.
should be getting the army losses here shortly.
Tasmagoria.
I would think.
Sing and brother.
Why'd you stop attacking the life mage?
Arch tempter.
Good.
Glorious.
Yeah, we definitely need to run as many of them down as possible. Because we'll still have another fight on our hands. After this. But yeah, goddamn, Mikari with the whip. But yeah, definitely get rid of the life mage. Yeah, she's got life bloom, so we need to get rid of her. But yeah, appreciate you stopping in, Tom. Which... There we go. You are now a moderator, Tom.
Bring us on joyous degradation.
Alright, run them down. Alright, good. How many are there? You guys, run those guys down. How many are there? Alright. God, they're just good at getting cleanup kills. But like, again, cycle charging. Fucking love it. They do it better than Bretonia, for sure. Excuse me. That's fine. Yeah, we'll be able to go for like another 40-ish minutes. Each stream is gonna be like 2.5-ish hours. I would, trust me, I would get up sooner if more people would actually be able to be up at that time, whether it's work or just waking up and whatnot. But it's just a really weird timing, when I need to go to work or when I start my day at work is when a bunch of people are actually able to potentially watch a stream. But it is what it is. That's why I think I'm gonna try and at least stream once on the weekend. So like, again, as of right now, I'm thinking of doing like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then either Saturday or Sunday. I would like to stream one of those days just so I could start streaming, say like right now, and stream longer than 2 hours. But it also just depends on the kiddo. Which the nice thing is, like, even though like she usually wakes up like right now or in like 20 minutes, but the nice thing is, like, typically she'll wake up, eat, and then she'll fall asleep right away. Do the replenishment. Nice.
The Tempter Lord.
So, I'm saying, like, that way on the weekends, if I were to stream, finishes, no. Get the Harvester of Souls ability.
Gift from my
I wouldn't have to, like, stream. Ooh. I didn't want to do that. I guess it doesn't matter because she'll, get changed or whatever to an exalted variant.
In bodily fluid.
But yeah, I just won't have to like stop my stream, go help my wife with our child, and then come back. She'll basically be able to feed our child, and then I just won't be like phased by it basically because she'll be able to just carry on her regular morning routine. Alright. It's gonna be the same kind of fight, but all of them should get wiped out this time. And Nikari didn't move, so he'll be able to occupy the settlement after we win. And but yeah, that's the plan as of right now. Again, everything, because I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to be better about my health as well. That was one thing that got really bad was stress eating and just being stuck in the house with our child, because we are in Alaska, so it's still pretty cold outside, so we can't just go outside and do whatever right now in January. So we're pretty locked into where we at. So you stress eat because you have a kid. You also eat because you're bored. So I'm not the healthiest I've ever been. So I'm trying to, a few days a week go to the gym and work out again, and work on my health and fitness. And so I plan on doing that.
Herald of Slanesh!
The other days of the week. I'm sorry, I was spacing out. So ideally, like right now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then on the weekend, I'll stream in the morning, and then the other days, I'll work out in the morning. It's just gonna be an absolute fucking mess wreck right here. And then everyone's gonna turn around and attack these guys. Oh shit, I was like wondering why it's so slow.
Journey to pleasure! Most certain! A dance of pain!
Tasmagoria.
Alright, you guys,
There, we flicked
come out here and come and attack these guys.
Of course! Flow like wine!
Nice. Yeah, that definitely got a buff.
Unlike this blood. Seeking sin!
Slash.
Demonette of Slanesh! Death through sensation!
Hey, if they just want to hang out there, I'm fine with that too.
A true thrill! Sweet depravity!
Glittering host! They feel our lashes. Surrender!
Which we should be able to get the Soul Siphon ability after this fight.
They scream.
Yeah, it's definitely worth its cost now. Yeah, just get them all off the field. I wonder what the AI thinks about battle abilities too, like that. Nice. Alright. You can come over here. Who are you fighting? Oh, she's still going. There we go.
Ghost Riders.
But yeah, I do appreciate everyone being here today. It's honestly a better turnout than kind of what I was expecting. Especially after the mishap I had last week with my HDMI cord. Because I made some announcements about, hey, I'm going to be streaming again, and then 5 minutes later I had to make the announcement that I wouldn't be because stuff was not working. Yeah, I'm very appreciative of the support so far today, guys. It does feel good to be back. Not gonna lie. And when I have been playing a lot, I've tried to sometimes I try and think of hey, this would be really great for a video, but then I think of it like after the fact. If I'm like fighting something or something happens in the campaign and whatnot, it's always after the fact. So I'm trying to be better about that too, just for some extra content kind of stuff. But take the devotee there.
Pleasure slaves for the pleasure palace.
Nice.
Tempter Lord.
Oh man, he didn't get a
Most
rank up.
privileged of Slanesh.
That's unfortunate. Alright, well then get you missile
It
resistance.
will be drenched in bodily fluids.
Nice.
Behold my wrath.
Very nice. Just occupy it. Nice.
The
Nice.
Tempter Lord.
Alright, do growth.
Let me imbibe
Very nice.
your essence.
Alright, now he has a form of healing now. I'm not a big fan of the channeling staff. Sure. It's something. Not anymore, anyway. But alright, we got 2 provinces. Not too bad. It does pay to be aggressive in Ulthuan. I know you're surrounded by a bunch of enemies here pretty early on, but it's definitely worth being aggressive. Do I even need... Because I can recruit marauders from anywhere. Yeah, let's get rid of that building. I don't need it. Alright, let's merge you two. And let's just grab a few more. Alright, let's move on and move on to Eltharion. 16 turns. So what? It's going to be available at turn 25. Will be the earliest that it's available. They got it fairly well defended too, which is good. But yeah, I want to make sure they stay alive. Basically, I want them to stay alive so they can get the Sword of Cain, and then I'll take the Sword of Cain from them and then wipe them out and then, you know, build it back up. Is the game plan. Alright, let's move this way. Cause he's bound to attack me. Right? You're vet.
No
Oh yeah.
glory.
Okay.
What would you have of me?
She likes me because I'm seducing the piss out of her.
Yes, strange creature. What do you seek?
No. I gotta wait one more turn, and then I'll break that. I want to be able to attack her. I don't want non-aggression pacts with them. The big thing, too, is just to see where their armies are. Coming down here, we're going to be pretty far away from, like, our province. So we need to make sure that we get some ambushes and actually have time to heal and recover here a little bit. Nice. I am the captain now. Alright, this will help our money situation as well. Alright, I'm not trading. Growth would be nice, and then just do What am I in control either? Do money.
Hunger for souls.
Okay. He's got no military presence here. Alright, he's down here.
Make us strong.
Time to savor.
Let them build that up to
You may bow.
tier 3.
Heralds of the Dark Prince.
The Tempter.
I really need some replenishment.
To me.
I know I could get a devotee army. I just like the devotee armies are really good back when you know, you could just run around and capture points all the time. But now that the AI, like the AI has always like spread themselves out, right, in sieges, but now that they actually actively go and try and, you know, not let you just capture points, devotee armies are always, I just never really liked them. I'd rather use them like for the commandment edicts. Rolls with Slash on Elf 1, stab elves, and stab elves for free. Basically. And Bretonia, apparently. Cool.
With joy.
Yeah. Give me another hero. Alright, let's see. Alright, they don't own the Phoenix Gate, but they're obviously so you can make a shit ton of money with them. Alright, let's get rid of this now and build the growth building. Okay.
It's forbidden. I will not.
Nikari's gonna have a heyday with them, but they're still really able to capture that.
Drink in my excellence.
Fuck a duck. Because they can easily sail over here, and they have almost 40 units. Alright, no matter what I do, if I go over there, I'm gonna have to go over there and force march, and they're just gonna clean me out, just because they have so much force.
Speak.
However, they're growing at a very fast rate. They have 2 armies here, 32 units. This would definitely hurt them a lot by taking Tor Yerves. Let's see.
We have shaped this world.
As long as I don't take that, they won't come and attack me, I don't think. So, military presence 15. Okay.
One's queen.
So they have 2 armies. Alariel is here
Light of Avalon.
with a bunch of garbage. Armor of Destiny is pretty good. But then she also has a army here. So she's got 2 armies. Yerves has 2. He has 2.
My lady will not allow it. It is forbidden.
Princes, let us stave off the tedium. Let us.
Go with other
What you want?
Malevolent
Slanesh
lord.
factions, I guess. Alright. Decision time. Plus, we're not even, like, healed. But I would like to get the jump on them.
Wretch. For oath one.
I'm really in a bad situation. Because there's always a chance that Alariel will come around here and attack me. Same with these guys. But I also need both of my armies down here.
Greater secrets are
But I also need to stop that. A lot of archers. 7 units plus Phoenix Guard.
Handmaiden of dark delight.
The waste stones cannot.
Alright, let's do it, I think.
the Lord. Time to savor.
Could do what we did last time.
Let me imbibe.
And they're recruiting another army. Yeah, we gotta do something about him now.
You may bow.
Oh. Plus, he's about to die.
What are you?
Yeah, give me your money. Because he's gonna die.
Might as well.
Nice. That just gives me a line of sight a little bit. Jeez, how many Armor of Destinies are around here? He's got one, she's got one.
I cannot rewrite reality.
It's such bullshit though that they gotta have both of these armies over here.
Even the Lawmaster could not.
Alright, because he's gonna come up this way. And he's gonna be obviously fully healed.
Die.
So we really need to win this well. They might come and attack me. I'm gonna save it here, and let's see what they do. Because if they sally out and attack me over the end turn, let's see here quick.
Secrets.
We might have to actually just attack them.
Impossible.
I mean, they'll definitely bring this army over here.
It would breach my vow.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to attack him here because Eltharion
Absurd.
will force march over
In
here.
Father's name, no.
And he also has the Arcane Phoenix.
Drink their souls. Lush
Easy on this.
Elven Archmage.
Yes, Nakari is a very provocative faction, but easy. Let's see.
An insult to Ivrest.
Divine immortality.
I can't reach there. Never mind. And whatever. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to attack this now. I think
No.
she'll attack us. Okay, this is the thing.
Play your very mind.
Jesus.
Unthinkable weakness.
Yeah, we'll be fine. So we'll attack Tori Yerves, stand out of it so we get replenishment. She'll besiege it, but won't be able to attack because she won't have a siege attacker. And he'll be in force march. So then after this turn, the next turn, we'll attack her, get her to rout right away before he even gets on the battlefield. And he'll get wiped out being in force march. Excuse me. Alright. So let's try and do this one. I might end up doing this one, depending on how long it takes. I might have to exit out. Because I got like 20-ish minutes. Excuse me. And then I got to get ready for work. Like 20, 25-ish minutes. Probably 25, 30 minutes at the absolute max. Well, not 30 minutes. Like 25 minutes at the max. And then I got to skedaddle. So it just depends on how long this one, how this fight will take me. I don't think I've actually fought at Tor Yervest before. So this is an interesting layout. Really shitty. It's got 5 ways to get in to the capture point. Which we won't be able to win that way because it's fairly small. Interesting. In terms of like the city itself. Yeah, it's a very small city. Okay. Well then, okay. Wow. The good thing is they only have a handful of towers here. Excuse me.
Endless craving. Marauders!
Pain and despair.
Do half and half. Split their forces.
Riders of slaughter.
And let's just see.
Glorious degradation.
Oh. Okay. Alright.
Consume them.
Who's it?
We will impose order.
Oh, this is so fucking stupid. They gotta fix this shit. They're just shooting straight down through the fucking wall like it's not even there.
Endless craving.
Oh, they used the warding cage on me already. So what, he's stuck for a little bit yet. But yeah, there's the Phoenix card. Okay. Jesus. Alright. Oh shit. They were probably gonna do more good than bad here.
Seeking Slaanesh's embrace.
Alright, you can go in there.
Savor their agony.
And
Soul
now you come in.
tear throats.
Yes! Phasmagoria!
Nice. Come on. Why are you running zigzags?
Souls for Slaanesh.
Good.
More
Furnace of Slanish! Souls for Slanish!
Alright, you need to get out of there.
On the hunt! Power of Slanish! Kari! No.
Yeah, I don't like. I think I've seen that happen quite a few times now in the game where they can just shoot directly.
Arbiter of torment!
Jesus.
Tempter. Agreed.
What am I trying to say? Just shoot like directly through the wall like that. Yeah, he's gonna fucking die.
The Eternal Hunter.
Why are you running? Why are you running slow?
Make them scream! Purest sensation!
Slay them! Unleash my power.
Enjoy your deaths!
Oh shit, wrong person.
The Dark Prince's servant!
Yes.
Yeah, just keep fighting him.
To safety.
They die!
Attack.
They won't be shooting, which is good.
Marauders of Slanesh!
We must.
Oh shit, that tower might fuck him up though.
Kari.
That tower might fuck him up.
Bring us souls!
Free!
Yeah, those fiends are doing pretty good.
Purple Herald! A rite of pleasure!
Good.
Do not touch the Kari. Marauders.
Worship Jornal! Saundering! Yes!
Oh, they just got fucked up.
Agreed.
And he's dead. Yeah, we can't do this right now. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, we ain't dying here. Shit. Fuck that. Yeah, these towers suck. Or the layout of that city sucks. But also didn't really count on them being able to shoot directly underneath their walls like that. But that's alright. I'll probably fight it in my own time, but then we'll have to end the stream here too, because I got to get ready for work. But yeah, it just ended up being just over 2.5 hours. But we'll pick this up Wednesday. See, I'm conflicted because I want to work out because I enjoy like sweating and feeling like I've done something basically. But I also don't want to take the time to go there because I'm lazy. And the only other alternative is that I just don't eat during the day. Which, that's hard to tell a fat kid to not do. But, I don't know. I gotta figure something out. Hey, we took out the Phoenix Guard. That's a win.
The
No.
new avatar of sin.
Yeah, I'll just reload it and we'll go from there. But anyway, let's see who else is streaming, if anybody. And I'll send you guys over to them so you can continue your Warhammer-ing. Alright, Tom's playing...
we've been trespassed.
Tom is playing some Warhammer 3, playing some Empire. So I'll pop the link into the chat here if you guys want to go watch him play some friends. Sorry, forgot my words, but I do appreciate everyone being here today. It felt good to be back. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I will see you guys again on Wednesday. So thanks, you guys. I don't know. I really shouldn't stream tomorrow. I should be good and go work out. But I really did enjoy today. But more for sure, you will see me on Wednesday. So thanks again, guys. Have a good one and have a good start to your week. Later.